As a tour guide in Yellowstone, I oftentimes get asked if we're going to see wolves today, and I'll hear a variety of different names for these wolves. I'll sometimes hear people ask, are there gray wolves here? Are there also timber wolves here? Where are Arctic wolves at? So I figured today we talk about what is the difference between a timber wolf, an Arctic wolf, and a gray wolf. First, to start off with, let's get the real big hitter out of the way. These are technically all the same species. They all have the base scientific name of Canis lupus. The most common way to refer to the Canis lupus is by calling them a gray wolf. This is the predominant species of wolf in North America. So they're the ones that go from Alaska all the way through the western United States. There are some subspecies of the gray wolf, but technically all the same species. They oftentimes get this name gray wolf because the most common coat color observed is gray, but they're not always gray. They can be a variety of colors, which brings us to why we have things called timber wolves and Arctic wolves if they're technically the same species. So a timber wolf is typically going to be a distinction used based off of habitat. So they are a subspecies of the gray wolf. And these animals are going to be ones that typically live in forested areas, aka timberlands. And they have adapted a coat color that is going to be a little bit more of a brownish red color. And this gives them that great camouflage for this habitat. In comparison, the Arctic wolf, which is oftentimes characterized as a distinct subspecies with an additional name of Canis lupus arctos, because they live in the Arctic, these animals have typically adapted a white or really light gray coat color, a very thick fur, and sometimes even smaller ears for conserving heat. These still are related to the normal Canis lupus that you would see in places like Yellowstone, but these ones typically are living in Arctic areas, and so they're usually adapted a white coat color, so usually get called Arctic wolf. They all have very similar diets. They are carnivores, predating upon things that are native to that ecosystem, but predominantly eating meat. They do all live in packs. Within a family unit is typically what a pack is conserved of. So there's not a whole lot of difference between a gray wolf, timber wolf, and Arctic wolf, but the location in the United States / North America that they are in and their coat color.